Here's what's funny about that. When he did get hit, folks were saying like he's out for the season. He was like, yo, don't count me out just yet. 4 weeks later, the dude came back. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Broken arm. You back catching in 4 weeks? Here's the problem. He came back and then got injured again. Got hit in the hand. All right. So then he had to spend time off at the latter half of the season. And so one of the things that Marmol and the management decided was, hey, you know what? Instead of us having this logjam catchers at the catcher's position with you, Ivan Herrera, Pedro Paez, and whoever else we have in the minors, since we did lose Paul Goldschmidt I say lose, but he was a free agent. Since Paul Goldschmidt did end up going to the Yankees in 2025, we now have an opening for 2025 for first baseman. Willson, you played first baseman briefly with the Cubs. Why don't we just move you over there so we can keep your bat in the lineup instead of trying to put you at DH, which is more than likely we're going to put Ivan Herrera, since we do have Pedro Paez, who's a better defensive catcher than Ivan Herrera, even though Ivan Herrera is a slugger. His arm just wasn't what it was, and he didn't throw people out at second whenever they would try to steal from first, whenever he was the catcher. Not that well, I should say. He got a couple of them, but he wasn't. So Willson wasn't like demoted because he was trash. He was taken off of the plate. He was taken off from behind the dish because he kept getting hurt, because he wasn't able to reach his full bat potential, since he was not able to get through a full season without getting hurt behind the plate. But he's one of the most intense people in the league. Him and his brother William. These are two dudes that you don't want to mess with, that I don't want to come up and face in a back alley somewhere in Venezuela. These two dudes, and I cannot ever forget about Willson Contreras and his brother William when they were playing against each other in the world in Milwaukee, and Willson Contreras got hit by a pitch that was called by his brother. Like William Contreras, that's how these dudes are so tough that they will hit each other with pitches in the major leagues. And Willson, damn near, I swear, Willson had don't forget, not only does he eat tape, all right, not only does he hit bombs, all right, but the dude also is so passionate that he damn near threw a bat at one of the umpires last year toward the latter half of the season, because they were trying to say that he said something to the ump that he didn't actually say. All right, and he got suspended for like 5 days. It was a reduction of a 7-day sentence, 7 games. It was a reduction of a sentence, because originally I think it was 7, but then they reduced it to like 5, because he threw the bat, and even though it didn't look like it was thrown at the umpire intentionally, I mean, you don't want to, and that happened almost directly at almost very, very soon after Victor Robles threw a bat at the pitcher for hitting him. Yeah, and Victor was bad, rightfully so. The dude spent almost the whole year in rehab, and then one of the first things happens in his rehab position is that he gets hit in the same arm that he broke, that took him out of the Seattle Mariners lineup for so long. So I get that. But yeah, I just want to say, man, like, this is sad, bro. Like, I knew this was, I didn't know. Can I keep it real with y'all? A small part of me was hopeful. That Willson Contreras was going to be the only trade piece that we held on to. I knew Arenado was gone, which seems like it's a real tough sell. Colorado's still playing money on Arenado. It feels to me like Willson was the one out of all who was willing to forego whatever money he could have made to stay with the Cardinals, because he just wanted to be there to be a part of the winning team that eventually emerges. All right. He knew that the Cardinals may not be where they're going to be, but he wanted to be there when they got there. Kind of the same way Paul Skeens is like, nah, man, I really want to stay in Pittsburgh, even though I still don't think that's necessarily going to happen. All right. So my whole thing is like, damn, man, we're getting rid of Nolan Arenado. We got rid of Sonny Gray. We just got rid of Willson Contreras. We will have no vets on this upcoming team. Now, I'm happy about Dustin May. When I saw the Dustin May thing, the acquisition, I was like, yeah, I'm with that. I like that. I have no problems with the Dustin May acquisition, because I like Dustin May, especially when he was with the Dodgers. Dude was throwing heat. We're talking about a guy who can throw in the 90s, upper 90s rather, all right, and has a lot of upside. I know he's had a lot of injuries to deal with, and it's not necessarily been in the best shape in the last few months or years or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, the dude can can pitch. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have any true experienced pitchers in our lineup. All right. Sonny Gray was that guy. He had all the experience in our complete rotation. But now we got to deal with basically dudes from our farm system like Libertor, Cal Leahy, Michael McGreevy. Who else is in that line? Palante had a bad last half of the season. He had a good start, but his last half of the season, man, he was not able to get to the 6th inning. So Dustin May, I think, is going to come in from Boston with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, ready to show that he can contribute. It just kind of sucks because we're getting a Dustin May who's been transferred from good playoff team to lesser potential playoff team to now a non-playoff team. He's only got a 1-year thing. So this, in my opinion, is going to be the year that he uses to kind of get his contract for 2027 up to par. So he's got a lot to have to try to prove within this first 162 games if he's able to play. And I don't know how many starts but they need somebody. Them dudes in that dugout, them dudes in the bullpen, as well as the dudes in the rotation. They need somebody who's been to the mountaintop like a Dustin May to show them what it takes, what they experience. Talk about how it is they differ from the bullpens and the rotations that this dude has been in since he's been with the Dodgers and with the Red Sox. All right, and I know his ERA is terrible right now. It's like in the 4.5s. That's also a dude who's dealing with multiple injuries in the realm of his arms. So I don't want to necessarily write him off just yet. I think Dustin May is a good acquisition, but it does not excuse you giving away my dog, Willie. That's my dog, bro. Sad. So I just want to tell you, Boston Red Sox, you guys are getting the dude who is going to really up the level of intensity to your lineup. I mean, he may not be your 3, 4, 5. I think he's at least a 5. I would even put him at a 3 if I was y'all, but I know y'all got some arms in there. But yeah, I think if you're sitting there trying to be down on Willson Contreras, let me just tell you something. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you're downing Willson Contreras and the effort that he's about to bring to Fenway, I'm just going to let you know right now, you're going to eat some words because y'all basically got a good portion. You got 2/3 of the Cardinals veteran staff. And they're going to come through and show that they not only are capable of bringing the Red Sox to the playoffs, but that they deserve to be in the room when it comes to winning teams. They've been trying to get the Cards, just like Sonny said. He came to the Cardinals because he wanted to win. Now he's on a team that's been to the playoffs in the last couple of years. Now they don't want to do nothing other than make sure that they can be in the same position as the Dodgers, the Yankees, and all these other teams that are considered automatic playoff contenders. And they want to show that they can contend in that matter. So I would say prediction, bold one at that. I think that Willson Contreras has a all right. I was gonna make a bold. I'm gonna temper it down. I'm gonna give him a 20+ homer season. I was gonna say 30, but I'm gonna give him 20. All right. I'm gonna give Willson Contreras a 20 bat. I think that he can hit 20, right? That's not too difficult. I think 20 he can hit. I think you'll also see that he has the ability to hold down your first base. He ain't no Raffy Devers. He know what he's doing. All right. And he's not going to, if you ask him to move, he's not going to be like, nah. Because we had to ask him to move from his favorite position at catcher, and he still moved over. All right. And he was able to not only master, I won't say master the position, but like really, really, really hold it down. He looked like he'd been doing first base for a while. Now, obviously, he had some experience in that regard. But yeah,